Morning, guys. Cheers. Whew. So, I would say right now I'm a little, I don't know, not really under the weather, just don't feel like doing a damn thing, really. Woke up this morning and it's 37 degrees. It's like, where did this come from? I mean, yeah, I was just wearing t-shirt and shorts and flip-flops just, yesterday. So, so it's like, wow, because now I gotta take the rent check and go and make a deposit, which the bank is like 2 miles down the road, maybe a little over 2 miles. So I gotta do a little over 4 miles this morning in the cold, but it's not so bad. I got Under Armour and stuff like that, so it's not that bad. Excuse me. So, as well as I have a few other things going on, like I went to all of these different events, and I had a GoPro there with me. I was not learning how to use it. I had used it a few times, but I'm due to learn how to compile all the footage together, because the way that the GoPro is, okay, it has a mini SD card inside of it. And I can remove that and put it into a SD card reader and put that into the computer to upload to the computer, and then upload that footage into editing software and do different things with it. But I'm still having a few issues with that. So I went to all these crypto events. There were 5 that I went to, and I recorded a good bit of footage. Some of it was in 1080p, most of it was in 2.7K, and very little in 4K. 4K on the thing, it eats up so much, so much data, so much space on whatever storage that you're using, as well as the batteries heat up to an extreme temperature. So I don't like using it for 4K. So I don't know, maybe the GoPro 9 has improved that. Maybe they're out with a GoPro 10 now. I have no clue, but I just bought it because it was kind of cool that I could strap it to me and go on long hikes around whatever town, and actually capture decent footage, or at least be able to take that footage and make like pictures of, and I can do all kinds of cool stuff with some of that now. I've advanced a lot in editing software. But, no, for Clint Westwood and Litecoin Lisa, I had recorded a lot of these different events. And I don't know what happened to them recording their events. I don't know if the footage was lost, or it didn't record, or it didn't record well, or what. But, I saw a tweet the other day, and I had responded to it. I had listened to their video that they did, and they were talking about the lack of footage. Well, guess what? I know I got a good bit. So anyway, I looked on some of the software or some of the SD cards, and yes, in fact, I do have a decent amount of footage. So So here shortly, I'll be taking that footage and combining it together to where it makes sense. Maybe even rename the files so that way it would, articulate, which event was which. Even though I'm sure that they could pick up which event was which. Because I plan to mix a little something together myself with a lot of that footage. And it's more of just, it's not like me panning around and recording everyone who doesn't want to be recorded, because there are those people and I respect that. This is just recording, the presentation of them going live, maybe a little before and a little after, and the Crypto 101 class where they break down different parts of crypto and try to explain it for new people and go over some of the questions in the class, and other people chiming in to help out, I guess you could say, to better answer some of those other questions. But anyway, I kind of hit a snag with that, in that, yes, I have the SD cards, but I have like 5 or 6 different SD cards, and I have different footage on different things, like from when I elevated the house, right? I've got the tripod and all out front where it shows the house, a concrete slab, a 2-story brick duplex, so it's 2 houses actually. And so the entire building gets lifted slowly, and you get to see this go up, the entire building get elevated. So I have a lot of other footage on those SD cards where I don't want to lose it, and I need to transfer it anyway, because I've just compiled quite a bit. And I just kept recording on those SD cards, not recording over, but using up the rest of the space on those. Now I have those 5 SD cards completely full, and I need to do something with anyway. But the snag I have is with trying to... Okay, the card that I have, or the card reader, the SD card reader, it's like a mini SD, a regular SD that goes into a USB. But there's no cable attached to that. And for the setup that I have here, that's not going to work. For me to go back and forth to different USBs on the actual PC, it's an actual server. So what I did was I bought other equipment, an SD card reader, but one that can read like 4 different, it was either like 4 or 5 or 6 different mini SD cards that it can read and write at the same time. And then it comes with like a 2.5 foot long cord. So I can plug this thing in and leave the SD card reader permanently on the desk, so that way whenever I have footage, I can then take it right out of the camera and put it right into the computer, instead of trying to fumble around everything. I mean, because I have to use a flashlight, high-powered magnification, all kinds of stuff just to try to get it to line up properly and to plug it in, and then take it out and plug it in and take it out. I'm done with that. So that's my hang-up at the moment. So I placed a large order on Amazon, and I got that. I got a new webcam that'll do 4K. So the webcam I'm currently using is the Logitech C922, and the one that I got now is the Logitech 4K Brio. So, or not now, but the one that's coming in. So, I just said, why not? I can then take this camera and see if I can make a different mount somewhere else, so that way I can, alt tab between and whatnot, and pull up different camera angles. And there was this other thing I was looking at because I believe I need this. It was the ATEP or ATEM. It's either ATEP or ATEM Mini Pro, and it's a switch that will allow me to go back and forth from the PC, so that way you can see what I'm seeing on the computer screen, and then change that to the camera view, to then change it to camera 2, then camera 3, and different things like that, as well as other things that I can program into it. Now, it's expensive, but I might just go ahead and do that. There was another one that I was looking at that I don't know which one to go with just yet. There was the ATEM or ATEP Mini Pro, and then what was this other one? It's sold at Best Buy. I can't remember the name. It's much less expensive, but it seems like everything that I want to do with the Mini Pro, I would be able to do with it as well, and possibly more key features. So, whereas the Mini Pro only has so many that I can use, this one has like 3 times the amount that I can store onto it to do different things, and possibly even sound effects and stuff like this. So that is, I need to do a little more research on that. So been a little busy doing that. So anyway, long story, all of this will come this week. So I'll be able to take that footage and then to compile it, rename it, and store it. I also ordered other SD cards, additional SD cards, so that way I can then store it on those SD cards and just give that to Clint and Lisa for if they want to do something with it. And it'll be just raw footage. It won't be edited or anything. And I may go ahead and I may take some of the footage and compile it and remix it all and make something kind of fun out of it. I don't know. And maybe give that to them as well. I know they do a lot for Litecoin, a little for DigiByte, but mainly Litecoin. So I may take some images and remix that in there as well for them, just to see what they think. Because like I said, now I've picked up other things that I know how to do now, which I have not displayed yet. I mean, one day. So one day I'll show some other stuff. But right now I'm still playing around and learning what the different buttons do what, So, but I just think that was too cool that that I actually got a decent amount of footage of these different events, and I'm glad that I went. So on top of me being glad that I went to these different events, on top of that, I'm glad that I got footage of these events for them, so that way they can illustrate other things for other people, right? So to me, that's just cool. I just think that was too cool. So yeah, got a few things on the way. Also ordered more chaga mushroom to mix in the coffee. Because here lately it's like I get sick, or I'm coughing, or different things, and no, it's not the vid, So the I also ordered a large bottle of C60, Carbon 60, by SES. So I like Purple Power. I think it's overpriced, and SES is the formula for Purple Power. So that's why I just went with SES. Besides the different studies that were done, like on the mice or the rats or whatever, all of that was from the SES many years ago. So that's what I chose to go ahead and do. I bought a ton of vitamins a while back, so I'm stockpiled in vitamins. So I'm still taking... Okay, the chaga mushroom, I like to take like 1 teaspoon in my coffee, stirred up real well with it real hot. So that way it will not dissolve, but it will disperse better in the hotter coffee. And then let it sit for a little while. So that way it makes itself more of a tea, sort of. So I do that. Then I do like 3 milliliters of C60 once a day. And let's see, vitamin C, I take 4 grams, so 1,000 milligrams per day. And then with that, I take a once a day men's vitamin. And on top of all of that, once a week, so like every Monday, I will take vitamin D of 50,000 IU. It's I used to be prescribed vitamin D, so I have a whole stockpile of vitamin D as well. But my blood work showed that don't go doing any of this until you know what your blood work is. So, because different things affect your body in different ways. Like with the chaga mushroom, that will affect your absorption of insulin. If you're a type 1 or a type 2 diabetic, proceed with caution with chaga mushroom. I have had no issues with the C60 or vitamins, but from my blood work, I'm able to go through and monitor what this actually does, on a 3-month basis. So, but yeah, the chaga mushroom, that will affect your insulin absorption. It will cause what is known as stacking insulin. So that way you'll take insulin, it seems to have no effect, and then all of a sudden, boom, all at once, all the insulin hits into not just into your bloodstream, but all of a sudden just plummets your glucose like crazy. So it will do that, as well as I noticed it will decrease the amount of insulin that I need. So my 24-hour insulin will decrease a little, like 2 or 3 units per day. So, like I used to take 22 units of Lantus insulin, and now I take either 18 or 19. So, there's a lot of adjustments there, and if you don't know how to make those adjustments, don't even try it. So I've been a type 1 diabetic since the age of 7, so 1983. So I've been doing this quite a while. I even let my doctors see everything that I'm doing. Like I said, we review my blood work. So I think by being off of these... good morning. I think by me being off of these different... not the vitamins, but the different things like the chaga and the C60, I think that has allowed me to be more prone to... Good morning. Wow. That has allowed me to be more prone to infection, like bacterial infection, and just common cold even. So anyway, I'm getting back on that. So yeah, got a lot of other stuff going on. Just seeming to be doing a little bit of cleanup around the house, washing clothes, putting stuff together. Seems to be about it. I got a few things to do, like with the green screen. I've got to redo the framing and that sort of stuff. As well as with the lights. I need to build like some sort of a light stand for these lights to go onto instead of just leaning up against something that that's not really that great, and I need to actually permanently mount them, but I'll do other things separately, not recorded, so that way I can get the lighting just right for the excuse me so that way I can try to get the lighting just right for the green screen. So anyway, kind of where I'm at, and like I said, this morning I really don't feel like doing anything, but I know I have to. And I have not looked at crypto in a few days, actually. So as far as to speak on which ones are lower in price right now to which one I may go ahead and purchase, I don't know just yet. I haven't looked at it that much. I saw something on YouTube. Someone was discussing other things and a few other coins, and it really like floored me, because that's probably a whole other video, right? Like with different crypto that popped off and went nuts, like for me it was Theta and DigiByte. So with DigiByte, my last buy-in was at 0.0035. And then it jumped up to like 16, 18 cents, right? I mean, I didn't sell the whole bag. I sold a little bit, and out of my DigiByte, I didn't sell a huge position. I mean, it was, but that's what paid for the hot tub, was DigiByte. That's why I call it the DigiTub. And then these other things that I did for around the house, it was Theta. My buy-ins of Theta were at 13 cents and at 8 cents. So, and then I got the 5-to-1 offering of the Tfuel. So that was just a gift, And I went from 13 and 8 cents all the way up to, and Theta went to $16 without the freebie. So the freebie was what? Let's see. I'd have to do the math and tell you later, but the Theta alone was substantial. So I took a good bit of profit out of the Theta. And still have a good bit left, So my goal was not to sell the full position. I made that mistake with Populous, so I won't do that again. Who is this? Oh, that's my cousin. I'll call you back, bro. I know you can't hear me. There it is. Hit the fuck you button. But I let it ring long enough to let him think that it might have actually gone through. But no, I left my suit over at my cousin's house. That's why I was calling him back, because he came here. He came all the way here, and did not, for Christmas, and did not drop off my suit. I have my whole suit is sitting in the closet. Like my bedroom of their house. My suit is still hanging up in the men's warehouse bag. It's just sitting in their closet. Is sitting in that closet, and it's like, came all the way back home one time a year before that. So, and just trying to get my suit back. That's all. Uh-oh, that's the wrong one. So anyway, but for these people who watch these coins go up, and to not take profit, right? That blows my mind, because have a plan and then trade your plan. So whether that's to pay your home off in full, to purchase another home, a rental property, a vacation rental, to know what you want to do out of that when your numbers trigger. So when my next numbers trigger, I'll be able to do quite a bit more. They haven't hit yet, so, and that's fine. But when they just pop off and they go from 13 and 8 cents all the way up to $16, and you just let it ride, that's no. Now, yeah, I could have done other things, like sold a good bit and parked that in a stable coin and then buy back in to acquire more and all this. Every time you do that, you take a chance that, because no one knows where the price is going to go. The price could then just bounce right back up and explode even higher. And then you're completely out of the position. So I know a few people that happened to. So I'm more of a long-term investor. I wasn't looking for just the short term to go ahead and sell it all and put it all. Why do I want more dollars? And that to me doesn't make any sense. I mean, take the dollars that you need out just in a stable coin, and I would not, that way then I can either transfer that directly into my checking account if I wish to do other things, or I can just leave it in a stable coin to then trade into another crypto that I change my mind on. That, say I want to go around and start purchasing master nodes of other coins, because that's what's going to provide residual income for people in the future. So, and same with the disabled. So a lot of that sort of stuff I would be, if I could, to nudge you that way, to look at residual income projects. That's like, right now, I'm retired. I don't have to work. So, and just from not even a quarter of my portfolio is tied up in 2 different coins right now. So, and these 2 coins provide me residual income. So one is persistence. I earn 35% annual on, and with the option to provide liquidity to exchanges and earn like 200 or 300% annual. So, and that's just persistence, XPRT. The other is, what is it? Elrond, ELGD, or EGLD, EGLD, so EGLD, but it's Elrond. And with Elrond, I go to the Maiar decks, Maiar, so it's something like that. But the Maiar DEX, I'm able to then take my Elrond and I stake that, or I transfer the Elrond into MEX, which is Maiar Exchange Coin, similar to that of like Binance Coin, right? But this is a new exchange. Not a lot of listings yet, and I'm able to provide liquidity to that exchange. I'm earning like 300-400%. Excuse me. And I did not put a whole lot of money into that. Not a whole lot. I mean, but, you know, just off of those two, not even including Theta and Tfuel. Okay, Theta and Tfuel, I have residual income on also. But just on the persistence and the Elrond through the Maiar DEX, I'm able to earn $125 every single day, 365 days out the year, right now. So, you know, and I put, let's figure this up, okay? So I remember putting in $10,000 into persistence, and at a much higher price than what it is now. And same thing with the Elrond. The Elrond, I put a total of $6,600 in at a much higher price than what it is now as well. Now I've already recouped most of that, and I have not taken profit to pay myself back that capital investment yet, but I'm cool with that. I don't have to do that just yet. I'm not pressed to do that, right? However, so 10,000 and 6,600 said 16,600 that I invested in those two projects alone, and I'm earning at $125 a day. Alexa, 125 times 365.
125 times 365 is 45,625.
45,600 annual off of 16,000. Try that with your CD, you know, at the bank, right? Certificate of depression. Won't happen. That's just one example that I'm doing currently. You know, it's like, you know, and that's crypto compounding crypto. That's not me adding to a position of, you know, even still, I'm still able to add to crypto by what, like $900 a month. So, but here again, like with the price of Theta, let's just say, right? So let's just say that you had, I don't know, just say you had 200,000 Theta tokens, not dollars, but, you know, because back then we thought that Theta was going to go, you had to have 100,000 for a master node. But let's just say that you had 200,000 Theta, because you wanted to have two master nodes, which now you only need 1,000 Theta tokens to have a master node. But so your 200,000 of Theta that you had, and you took profit, and at each interval you had the option to sell, like I give myself 20% so that I'm allowed to sell 5 times into a bull market. Really only 4, because the last time I don't intend to sell that last 20%. So let's just say you're 200,000 Theta. Let's say currently you're left with 50,000 Theta, right? Out of that 200,000. So you sold, what, 2/3. No, that would be 3/4. You sold 3/4 of a position. So you're still left with 1/4. Now, your $1,000 a month or $900 a month, are you going to put that back into Theta right now? Because that's not that's not what I'm feeling. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but you know, what's the current price of Theta? Like $5 to $7, you know, and say you still have 50,000. So Alexa, 50,000 times 5.
50,000 times 5 is 250,000.
So you're still left with $250,000 left on the sidelines. So you still have $250,000 invested in Theta, and you want to add to that position with just $900 a month? I'm just leaving that sit on the sidelines. You know, I already took all that other profit. So I'm looking at projects that have not really popped off or that are trading at a lesser value, you know, and across the board. I mean, it's like there are many coins I don't own that I wish I did. I heard you the first time, dude. The second time he's calling. Let me cut this here. Y'all be cool. Later.